Коля! Коля, ты что, не можешь говорить? Слава Богу!
What? You saw our handplates? Human, those are private. How did you ever see them? My defenses were impregnable. How did you do such a thing? No, they're not a skeleton thing or a monster thing. They're a... Ugh.
Jeez, kid, you're not real good at privacy, are you? We've got our reasons for keeping them to ourselves.
Yes, very good, complex, incontrovertible reasons that anyone could understand. Like what? I just don't like looking at it, that's why. It makes me feel like... I'm... forgetting something. Something important.
Meh, some things are better off forgotten. But not that spaghetti, huh? How's it coming along?
Oh, right. I need to turn the heat up.
Хватает лишь пары слов. Посиди со мной, поговори со мной.
Is your memory card set correctly?
Shut up, you fucking slut. Jumping is not a crap.
It's been 6 hours since I've removed them from the MD solution. They are clumsy and confused, fearful. They stumble and trip like As expected, little experience in non-suspension has led to a difficult adjustment period, particularly regarding ambulatory motion. It will come in time, I'm sure. They are currently separated, as the nature of their interest in each other is unclear at this point. I will investigate this more carefully at a later date, after they've mastered movement. They do not appear to understand me or be capable of speech. They may not be truly sentient. It'll be easier if they are not. It does not matter either way. The line was crossed long ago. There is no turning back now. What's going on? What is all this screaming? Oh, for God's sake. Limb detachment for a skeleton is completely normal and entirely painless. There is absolutely no call for carrying on like this. But you can't understand me anyway. Why am I even bothering talking to you? I need to bring the arm close enough to reattach it. Stay still! I am not in the mood for this. Stay still! Stay still! Once close enough and with proper will, the arm reattaches. No pain, no fuss. Completely unremarkable and entirely undeserving of such attention-seeking behavior. What a waste of my time. At least the other one's been quiet so far. The taller one is needier than I'd like. I still need to take steps to prevent attachment. 7 hours since removal. The smaller one is awake. I'm surprised that he survived at all, given his frailty, and that he's woken up again so quickly. He may be hardier than I initially thought, which is promising. I went to observe him in person. A transcript of my notes follows. I am keeping my distance at first. He is poking and prodding at the walls and the floor, though he does not come near the force field. Maybe he senses the aura it gives off. I get the impression he is trying to find a way out. Perhaps he wants to go back to the suspension. He has yet to make any sound. It's preferable to the other one's constant whining and crying. He may not be capable of it, or he may just be too focused on his exploration. I've come closer, and he's caught sight of me. He's wary and suspicious, though still silent. Obviously, he sees me as a potential threat, so he's more perceptive than the other one, at least. I've taken another step closer. His eyes flared a deep purple color, interlaced with blue, and he backed up against the wall. Another step closer, his eyes are growing brighter. I can sense magic gathering within his soul. But he's too new to know how to make it manifest into an attack. If he could open his mouth, I'm sure he'd snap at me. You can't use magic to defend yourself yet, as much as you try. I wonder what you'll do if I keep approaching. Closer still. He's getting quite frantic. He's rattling his bones at me. At that point, I decided to leave him be, to attend to other matters. The two of them differ strikingly in temperament. One docile, one hostile. Whether that will make things easier or harder, I will have to see. An unexpected development. I left them within earshot of one another while I was clearing one of the workrooms for future use. It didn't take them long to realize the other was nearby. Perhaps a side effect of the nature of their souls.
Huh?
They made meaningless animal noises at each other. Subject 1 is capable of it after all. Nothing unusual or noteworthy, but then
Agabada? Happy Baba
began to
Dogabada.
babble. I could recognize the noises they were starting to string together.
Special now.
Bits and pieces of things I'd said to them. They even mimicked my tone of voice. Though clearly without understanding, they can speak. They can learn. They are sentient, after all. I don't know how I feel about this. I specifically accelerated their growth because I didn't want them to look like children. I don't want them to sound like children. It's unnecessary. I will introduce them to each other tomorrow, with the proper precautions in place. This wasn't in my plans, but one must always be ready to improvise. We'll see what happens. This is it. Subject 1 and 2 are going to meet. and keeping a tight hold on both of their souls. Don't touch me!
Don't touch me.
So if they fall to fighting, it should be a matter of moments to separate them before either is hurt. It's best to be prepared. I'm not entirely sure what to expect. They've seen each other. They seem at a loss for what to do.
Huh?
Subject 1 seems wary. Subject 2's eyes have begun glowing a warm red-orange color. Subject 1 soon began glowing light blue in response. This seems to have calmed them a little. They are approaching each other. They are curious about the other, as one may expect. They are the first living thing they've seen aside from myself. After all, they are very eager and quick to learn. Already their level of speech has advanced at an astonishing rate by speaking to each other. As one learns something new,
Shh, no cry, no cry.
so the other builds off of what they've learned to new heights. A mutual scaffolding.
Huh? Huh?
And they are getting very attached to each other very quickly. If I want these two to mature rapidly, leaving them together seems the most obvious choice. At the same time, emotional bonds like this carry their own risks. On the other hand, alright, that's enough. Perhaps those bonds can be exploited later, should the need arise.
Gus, sir? Are you alright? You passed out.
I'm alright. I must have gotten dizzy.
Gusta, I'm really starting to worry about you. You're working too hard. It's taking a toll on your health. Whatever it is, it can't be that important.
I'm very close to a breakthrough, I'm sure of it. I'm going to get us all out of here, you'll see. I'm alright, I just need time.
Look at your poor hands. They look worse every time I see them. Are they giving you trouble? I know you said it was an accident, but...
Please, I've asked that we not talk about this.
I'm not sure I believe you. I understand that you want to get us out of here, but it's not worth tearing yourself to pieces. This isn't your burden to bear. When the time comes and the last soul falls, I will break the barrier and do what has to be done. That is my duty as king. But my duty is also to my people and my friends, and your well-being is more important to me than anything you're working on. I don't want you hurting yourself, not for any reason. I can't lose you too. Stop pushing yourself so hard. It's not your responsibility. Take care of yourself, and I will take care of the barrier. Come on. Some tea will help you relax. You can go back to your work after you unwind a little, alright?
If you insist. You've always been too gentle and too kind. You don't have the same darkness inside that I have. If anyone should be making such sacrifices, it will be me. I will get us out of here, no matter the cost. And you will never have to kill anyone again. I'll make sure of it. Entering number. Steady progress at a rapid rate. They can speak in sentences now. Subject 1 is quiet and soft-spoken. A lowercaser, I'm sure, without much attention to detail and taken to mumbling. 2, however, is more confident and clear. Uppercase. Like myself, a voice that demands attention. It does not matter what their fonts are. I did not notice, and it does not matter. They cry and carry on whenever I have to separate them. But I cannot risk leaving them alone unsupervised unless Subject 2 can understand one's condition.
What's that mean?
It means that if you hurt Subject 1 even a little, even by accident, He will die.
What's die?
It means that he will turn to dust and you will never see him again. Stop crying, I'm talking to you! Since then, 2 has been very careful. Since I moved them into the same room, they are much quieter and easier to work with. They chatter constantly. Whenever I go to see them, they are holding or touching each other. They are desperate for physical contact. At least they won't ask it from me. They even sleep like that. It doesn't seem like it'd be comfortable. Sometimes, their souls grow in unison. I believe it is when they are dreaming. They are voracious eaters, and given their rapid development, it makes sense. Out of curiosity, I gave them half a portion one night to see what they would do. They split the difference. I suspect given only a crumb, they'd find a way to share it. I don't know where they learned to be so selfless with each other. It's not a trait I'd think would be inborn. I gave them one pillow to see who'd assert dominance and claim it for their own. When I checked on them, they'd torn it up and were playing with the stuffing. They never stop asking me questions. At least their vocabulary is growing.
What is disappointing?
Specimen?
Alternating current.
Electricity.
Marrow.
Calcium?
Laser.
Forbidden?
I did make an annoying error once while I was distracted.
What is he? What are we? Is he... me? Am I him?
No, you are not the same person.
Then what are we?
You are things. Though I suppose technically, one could say you are brothers.
Brothers? He's my brother?
Are you our brother too?
I made you both.
But what are you? Are you us? What are you to us?
Quiet! They unfortunately latched onto the word. Brother this, brother that. Perhaps they'll grow out of it. I should have been more careful with my wording. Things cannot be brothers. Entry number... They're starting to read. I'm being careful about what I give them. I don't want them getting ideas about the outside world. Subject 1 is a fast learner. 2, less so. He struggles with reading, and my hope is that he inherited my... It's a physical problem with his eyes and not a mental one. Bad eyes can be fixed. Even with one's help, he has difficulty. He interprets even the clearest directions in strange ways. He seems intent on sabotaging himself at every turn. One, at least, seems very clever.
Why don't we ever see anyone else down here? Are we a secret or something?
Perhaps too much for his own good at times. They smile when I come to see them. They ask me what I do outside. They ask me if they can go outside. Entry number... Subject 2. Tried to hold my hand.
Сергей Лазарев и Дима Билан рискнули жизнью ради успеха. Сегодня умер Дима Билан. Билан опроверг слухи о своей смерти, разместив свежие фото.